Think the whole country loves Trump? Think again. These 10 U.S. states can't stand him, and the reasons might shock you. In 2025, the political landscape of the United States has shifted dramatically. It's like someone picked up a snow globe, shook it vigorously, and then watched as all those tiny little plastic flakes representing American voters settled in completely different and frankly baffling patterns. But amidst this political blizzard, some states stand out, those that have seemingly had enough of the Big Orange himself. That's right, we're talking about the states that have turned their backs on Donald Trump the most. Let's dive in and find out just how deep this anti-Trump sentiment runs. And don't worry, we'll try to do it without mentioning the words covfefe or fake news, though no promises. Let's begin with California, land of sun, surf, and a deep-seated aversion to Trumpism. California's liberal leanings are as surprising as finding a vegan at Whole Foods. The state has doubled down on rejecting Trump. Remember when Trump claimed he could win the popular vote? California gave Clinton 4.3 million more votes in 2016. Since then, it's solidified as a Democratic stronghold, implementing policies opposed to Trump's agenda. California's economy is booming, its residents are happy, and they're telling Trump, "Gnarly, dude. Catch a wave out of here." Next up, New York, the city that never sleeps, probably because it's too busy worrying about the latest Trump scandal. New York has always had a complicated relationship with Trump. He's a native son, but also the embodiment of everything New Yorkers love to hate. It's like finding out your eccentric uncle is actually a Bond villain. Not exactly the kind of guy you want to invite to Thanksgiving dinner. And New Yorkers have made their feelings known. Protests erupted across the city following Trump's election. Even Trump Tower has become a target of scorn and ridicule. It's now a popular spot for selfies while flipping the bird. The Big Apple has clearly had its fill of Trump. Up next we have Illinois. The land of Lincoln has a long and storied history of political engagement. It's the state that gave us Abraham Lincoln, Barack Obama, and, well, let's just say not every state can be a winner all the time. But one thing's for sure, Illinoisans take their politics seriously, and they're not afraid to make their voices heard. And when it comes to Trump, those voices are saying a resounding no, thank you. Recent polls show that Trump's approval rating in Illinois hovers somewhere around the slightly warmer than a penguin's backside mark. That's not exactly a ringing endorsement. In fact, it's more like a polite cough followed by a swift change of subject. Illinoisans are turned off by Trump's policies, his rhetoric, and his general demeanor. They're looking for a leader who embodies the values of their state: honesty, integrity, and a deep-seated belief in the power of reason. And let's just say, Trump ain't exactly screaming Honest Abe these days. Next up, we have Massachusetts, home to Harvard, MIT, and a whole lot of people who know the difference between there, and there. It's a state that prides itself on its intelligence, its progressivism, and its ability to pronounce Worcestershire without breaking a sweat. So it should come as no surprise that Massachusetts has emerged as a hotbed of anti-Trump sentiment. I mean, we're talking about a state where even the lobsters are like, yeah, nah, we're good on the whole Trump thing. Massachusetts demographics play a significant role in its disdain for the former president. The state boasts a highly educated population, with a large concentration of academics, researchers, and other professionals who tend to lean liberal. These are people who value facts, evidence, and critical thinking, all things that Trump seems to be allergic to. It's like trying to convince a room full of astrophysicists that the Earth is flat. You're just not going to get very far. Next, Washington State, the land of coffee, grunge music, and passive-aggressive politeness. It's a place where you can hike through lush forests in the morning, sip a latte while wearing a flannel shirt in the afternoon, and then spend your evening listening to Nirvana and pretending to be surprised that it's raining again. And when it comes to Trump, Washingtonians are about as subtle in their disapproval as a Seattle downpour. State leaders haven't been shy about voicing their opposition to Trump's policies. Governor Jay Inslee has been a vocal critic of the Trump administration's environmental policies, calling them reckless and irresponsible. Seattle Mayor Jenny Durkan has also been a staunch opponent of Trump's immigration policies, declaring Seattle a sanctuary city and vowing to protect the rights of all its residents, regardless of their immigration status. It's clear that Washington State is not afraid to stand up for its values, even if it means going against the grain. Next up, we have Oregon, the state that's basically a cross between a National Geographic documentary and a Portland hipster's Instagram feed. It's a place where you can find breathtaking natural beauty, craft breweries on every corner, and more flannel shirts than a lumberjack convention. And when it comes to Trump, Oregon is keeping it weird, just like everything else. Oregon has a long history of progressive politics, and its voters have consistently rejected Trump's brand of conservatism. In the 2016 election, Trump lost Oregon by a significant margin, and his approval ratings in the state have remained consistently low. Oregonians are turned off by Trump's divisive rhetoric, his anti-environmental policies, and his general disregard for the things that make their state special. They're looking for a leader who understands the importance of protecting the environment, promoting social justice, and embracing diversity. In other words, someone who's more likely to be caught wearing a Patagonia fleece vest than a MAGA hat. Next is Vermont, the state that's basically a Norman Rockwell painting come to life, if Norman Rockwell had been really into Bernie Sanders and maple syrup. It's a place where you can find charming small towns, rolling green hills, and more cows than people. And when it comes to Trump, Vermont is about as welcoming as a moose during mating season. Vermont has always been a bastion of liberalism, but Trump's elections seem to push the state even further to the left. Bernie Sanders, Vermont's own socialist senator, enjoys near-mythical status in his home state, and his progressive message has resonated deeply with Vermonters. Trump's policies, on the other hand, have been met with widespread opposition. From his attempts to repeal the Affordable Care Act to his withdrawal from the Paris Climate Agreement, Trump's agenda has been seen as a direct threat to the values that Vermonters hold dear. Up next, Maryland, the state that's home to the Chesapeake Bay, Old Bay seasoning, and a whole lot of people who know how to properly pick a crab. It's a state with a rich history, a diverse population, and a deep-seated love of all things seafood. But when it comes to Trump, Maryland is singing a different tune. Think less Maryland, my Maryland and more Maryland, my stomach hurts every time he tweets. Maryland's media coverage of Trump has been overwhelmingly negative. The state's major newspapers, including the Baltimore Sun and the Washington Post, have been highly critical of Trump's presidency, often running scathing editorials and investigative pieces that expose the hypocrisy and incompetence of his administration. This constant barrage of negative press has undoubtedly contributed to Trump's low approval ratings in the state. It seems that Marylanders, like most reasonable people, prefer their news with a side of facts and objectivity, not alternative facts and blatant propaganda. All right, next we have New Jersey, the state that's home to Bruce Springsteen, the Jersey Shore, and more diners than you can shake a Taylor ham sandwich at. It's a state with a gritty charm, a no-nonsense attitude, and a love-hate relationship with its neighbor to the east. And when it comes to Trump, New Jersey is like "fug it about it." New Jersey's economy has been hit hard by Trump's policies, particularly his tax cuts, which have disproportionately benefited the wealthy while leaving middle-class and working-class families struggling to make ends meet. The state's manufacturing sector, once a major source of employment, has declined under Trump's watch, and many New Jerseyans are feeling the pinch. It seems that Trump's promises of economic prosperity haven't quite trickled down to the Garden State, and voters are taking note. Last but not the least, we have Connecticut, the Constitution state, known for its charming towns, beautiful fall foliage, and a certain insurance company with a gecko mascot. It's a state with a strong sense of history, a commitment to education, and a healthy dose of New England pragmatism. And when it comes to Trump, Connecticut is saying, "We're not falling for it." The overall sentiment in Connecticut towards Trump can best be described as one of weary disappointment. Connecticut residents, known for their level-headedness, are turned off by Trump's chaotic and often erratic behavior. They see him as a threat to the values of civility, reason, and decorum that they hold dear. Future predictions for Trump's support in Connecticut? Let's just say it's about as likely as finding a unicorn strolling down the Merritt Parkway. So, there you have it. 10 states where the disdain for Donald Trump is as thick as a New York slice of pizza and twice as cheesy. From the beaches of California to the Green Mountains of Vermont, these states are standing up and making their voices heard. They're rejecting Trump's divisive rhetoric, his harmful policies, and his general assault on common sense. and they're showing the rest of the country that another way is possible. If you found this video insightful, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell icon to stay updated with our latest content. Let us know in the comments which state surprised you the most.